Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Moneyworks Cashbook, which is an accounting program for Mac and PC. It's an excellent program for any small business or organization looking to keep track of cash transactions and customers and suppliers. It also works great for personal finance. I've been using it for a few months now and it really helps me keep track of my budget, and I like it so much that I made a video to show you guys. First things first, Cognito software is not paying me anything to say these things. I just wanted to show you this great program that they've made that I like a lot, and I'm going to show you a little bit on how to use it in the next videos to come. First things first, you can download this program at their website, which is www.cognito.co.nz. They're a New Zealand-based company. They make some really great stuff. They have different levels of their program. Cashbook, Express, Gold, and Data Center. The Gold version does everything you can imagine with inventory and time tracking and everything. So for a little bit larger businesses, that's great. The CEO here has a video that's really good. I recommend watching that. So just a little bit about the program. After you've downloaded it, you can go ahead and open it. And this program works very fast, I should mention. Everything is instantaneous, which I love. So here you can open a sample that they've already got set up, but I'm just going to go ahead and create a new one just to show you how this works. I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm just going to call it Finance. You get the setup here. Go ahead and put in your name or whatever, and you can put in your address if you want. Then you're going to set up your periods. I like to do it January to December. It's straightforward, yearly finances. Now here's your system of accounts. You can pick a pre-designed one if you want. If you're a student like I used to be, this might be a nice one. You can also modify these. You can create accounts, delete accounts, and whatnot. So this is a nice starting point. I'm going to go ahead and use student. And we probably don't need to worry about that. Alright, so here's the main screen. Along the top here, you have your different screens that have everything you're going to need. So cash and banking, this is going to handle all of your banking transactions, customers and suppliers, people you receive money from, or your customers. So like maybe your place of employment you could make as a customer. Suppliers are going to be places you buy stuff from. So I use this for all the stores I buy stuff from. I just create suppliers. Products are all the stuff that you buy and or sell. This is your accounts and budget screen that shows all of your accounts here. Shows all your balances on this screen, and has budgets by month and by year that you can enter in here, which I'll go into detail later. Under housekeeping, we have a couple different things. You can set reminders for yourself. It's very straightforward, and they'll come up on the day that you tell them to. Setup is where we're going to start with setting up our account balances. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you can see with our accounts, we have our checking and our savings account. And right now they're going to be 0 because we haven't put in an opening balance. So the first thing we're going to do is come over to housekeeping, journal entry, and we're going to put in our opening balances. Now I'm choosing December 09. I'm choosing the end of the last fiscal year just to start with, so that we can, oops, meant to put 09. There we go. I'm going to put December 2009 closing balance. Okay. Now here in the account tab, you just tab over and select the account that we're going to be putting this money into. You can put a description if you want. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. Debit goes into your account, credit comes out of your account. So let's say your ending balance for 2009 in your checking account was $1,000. You're going to put that under debit here. This little tooltip's going to pop up to remind you that you need a a credit, this money has to come from somewhere, so you're going to have to account for that. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. I'm also going to set up my savings account here at the same time, same way. Let's say we had $500 in there. Now we need a total of $1,500 to balance this out, so we're going to use our suspense account for that, which is basically just for our purposes, it's going to be money that came from somewhere, but we don't want to really, it's a non-transaction. We don't really care where it came from. We have to offset this so that these match up. So there's $1,500 over here. It needs to be $1,500 over here from our suspense account. Now we're going to go ahead and click this little post when accept button, because we want this to post the transaction. And you want to be careful, once you do this, you can't back out of it. So you need to make sure that this is exactly your closing balance and that these match. Hit OK. Now I'm going to come over here and show balances, and as you can see, the end of last year, so we'll show a closing balance for December of those balances that we entered, and that's going to carry over because we haven't entered anything for January. Second thing we're going to do is come back to housekeeping. We have to open up, you saw that it ended on January of 2010. Let's just pretend that it's March 2010 right now to make it easy. You have to open each period that you're going to enter transactions into. So I'm going to open up a couple more here just for demonstration purposes. Now when we show our balances, it'll go all the way to March. So each month you're going to open up the next period. And let's say it's March right now, so which means we need to add the ending balances for January and February. So we're going to add 2 more new journal entries, one for January. Oops. It's for our checking account. And let's say, now this is where you're going to have to calculate, how much difference is from December closing to January closing, unless you want to enter all of the transactions. So let's say that we ended up with $25 more than at the end of January than we had at the end of December. And let's say that our savings account ended up with $100 less. Okay. Now when we tab over, let's see, got to add our suspense. Actually, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to do this with profit and loss, because this will show us the difference, how much profit or loss we've had for the end of the year. So this is telling me we need a debit of $75 for this to balance out. So we're just going to put that right there. And then now it lets you go on. So that'll be correct. And we're going to do the same thing for February. You could click next instead of OK, and it'll just keep this screen up so you can keep entering transactions in. And tab over, checking account. I'm going to say that we ended up with $45 more and $25 more there. Same thing, profit and loss count. This requires a debit of $70. I'm going to post it. There you go. So now we should be up to speed. So there are our closing balances for January and February, and now we're in March. All right. So that's just a basic introduction to Moneyworks Cashbook. I'm going to go into more detail. I'm going to start with the cash and banking screen. We're going to go into how to receive money and how to pay out money. And then there's all kinds of reports and all kinds of great stuff that can help you keep track of your finances. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos, and we'll see you soon.